Hey guys, it's Ian from SS8000 Cars, and today we're at Blenheim Palace. Now, why have we come to Blenheim Palace? Well, we come to Blenheim Palace because it's the Salon Privé event, which is immensely exciting and features some absolutely fantastic cars. It's a Zonda, looks like an F. It is a Zonda F. Great number plate, 20 NDA Zonda. Or Tonda, I suppose. What a fantastic machine. Can you get it more easily your side? This is Blenheim Palace. Wow.
I love that.
Finally find a McLaren 675 LT. Gold wheels, looks smart in gold wheels actually, it has to be said. Right next to the LP754 SV Super Veloce Lamborghini. Really direct competitors. And then we have a Huayra right next to that. And a Koenigsegg next to that. What a fantastic lineup of cars. Although, you know, to be truthful, I like the 675 LT. But then I would say that. Wow. And then next to the Koenigsegg we have a P1. Next to the P1 we have a GT12 Aston Martin Vantage. Wow, the P1 is an exceptional machine, isn't it? I love the rear wing. Just incredible. The GT12 completely sold out. Aston Martin's based, really it's a race car, but it's sorry, no, the GT12 is a road car, but based on the race car. Very imposing. And then next to it another Koenigsegg, and then next to that a Zonda. Wow.
Expensive cars, and they don't want little boys putting muddy
wow.
fingerprints on them.
That is fantastic in the dark mode. And then we have an LFA next to that. There's just an extraordinary collection of cars here. Absolutely unbelievable. At the far end we've got an SLR convertible. Very rare car. So it really is chucking it down now. So apologies if the imagery goes slightly. I just want to walk up here to show you there's an F50 and an F40 part right beside each other. They're totally iconic machines. The F50's been dropped suspension wise. My goodness, doesn't that look mean? Doesn't look like it would clear too many speed humps though. And then sitting right beside the F40, which is just a stonking car. I think in black. I mean, there aren't that many that I've seen in black. I think might be only the second one. That is just fantastic. In beautiful condition. Not sure the dark glass is totally illegal in the UK. Certainly the front glass should certainly not be black, but I've got a feeling the side windows aren't allowed to be that black either. It's always difficult to know what the police will turn a blind eye to. An Aston Martin V8 Vantage from my youth. Iconic car, absolutely fantastic. And then to round it off, really, the 288 GTO. Came before the F40. Didn't quite make 200 miles an hour, but I think as the years have passed, it's just one of the best looking Ferraris there is, and they have made a lot of beautiful Ferraris. Essentially a widened and stretched 308, but with a twin turbo V8 engine, I believe. Totally stunning. Sitting next to that, a 550 Vantage Aston Martin in beautiful condition. And then next to the GTO, which I walked straight past, a Lamborghini Countach 5 litre S. Another iconic machine. I think I'm getting quite wet here. It's a 5000S Countach. Really one of the poster cars of the 1980s, I would imagine, and the 1990s. What a fantastic looking machine. I mean, Lamborghinis have always been beautiful looking cars. Probably never as good dynamically as the Ferrari equivalents, but still, wow, look at that. Still looks terrific today. And here we've got a GT3 RS. The car that I've come over to have a quick look at is the Ferrari F12 TDF. I just love that. I love the sound this car makes. So hopefully the car that was passing us by that I took shots of earlier give you an indication of what it sounds like. But I mean, it's a stunning machine. And a car at the time that I tried to get hold of and failed miserably. That was when I started looking for a 675 LT, and now I've got the 675 actually. Funnily enough, I'm not disappointed that I got the 675 instead of the TDF, but it would have been nice to have both. Moving further down, we've got a Cayman GT4 in yellow. Quite nice, interesting position for the number plate actually. And next to that a very red Speciale. And then very quickly before we go, just want to take you over to another fantastic motor car, the XJ220. One of the first 200 mile an hour cars ever made. Slight problem was it ended up with a 3.5 twin turbo engine, 6-cylinder, which really disappointed the people that had put deposits on them, because they were told at the time they put the deposits on the car that they would be getting a V12. And truthfully, the engine doesn't even fit the engine bay, because the engine bay was originally designed for something like a 5.3 V12 engine. Then next to that, of course, you've got a 550. I mean, I'm particularly close to my heart. My first Ferrari, a 550. Absolutely fantastic machine. And then I had a 575 in this exact colour. I think it's the Verde Silverstone. And I have to say that I always thought the 575 was just a little bit overpowered for the chassis. Which is why they brought out the Fiorano package and then ultimately the HGTC pack. Now the HGTC pack was actually absolutely tied the car down. The Fiorano pack helped, but it's still pitched slightly too much for my liking with a car with that sort of power. But as a GT, a wonderful driving environment. The first car we come across is a 488. Which I'm sure you're familiar with now, although only just starting to be delivered in right-hand drive form. And on the other side of the yellow 488 we have a 488 Spider, which is actually quite a rare machine in the UK at the moment. Try and stay a distance so you don't end up with the image being distorted, which a number of you have commented on. We have a GTC4 Lusso here, which of course we were at the launch last night, as you know, and I think this particular car was there. Yes, left-hand drive. I'm sure that's been driven straight from the launch down to Salon Privé this morning. The new M4 GTS. Not very many of them about. You will have also seen it featured down at the Goodwood Festival of Speed. So we're going to have a little look around the cars actually outside Blenheim Palace itself. Not quite sure why these guys didn't actually try and request to come into the Supercar paddock, because this looks a bit like a Supercar paddock. An FF just coming in now. No, it's a GTC4, and again that's one of the ones that was at the exhibition, sorry, at the GTC4 Lusso launch last night, so we took pictures of it last night along with the white one. So here we've got a Ferrari Speciale, which is an unusual colour. It's obviously in silver with the I suppose that's a version of the Blue Nart stripe. I'm not quite sure whether or not that's an official American historical racing colour or not. I do love the Speciale. Actually, I think it's a fantastic car. Here we've got the Lamborghini Huracan, which you'll find quite a few pictures on Instagram. It's an original 3.6 turbo Porsche. They're left-hand drive. There's quite a few left-hand drive cars here today. And then coming through, you've obviously got a GTR, and this one's obviously been fettled because it says LM 750, and I expect that means 750 brake, or certainly HP. You're really spoilt for choice through here. We've got a convertible Aventador, and of course a Bentley Bentayga. You'll know that because we were chauffeured in and out of the McLaren Glasgow showrooms in Bentayga. Really, really nice car to be driven in, but big. Got a 458. What? A very dark blue F12 just behind the Morgan. It's the Morgan, I think this is the Plus 8. I like it in dark blue actually. I think it's very smart. I presume that's Tour de France, but difficult to know because they all look very different, especially when, as you can see, it's been raining. And we find another GT4 in white. I mean, I have to say, actually, I think it looks better in blue. Have the Gran Turismo, which I'm sure you've all seen before. Have a MP412C, or just the 12C maybe. Here, McLaren. Then moving down quickly, we've got a Carrera GT. So that was the predecessor to the 918 Spider. Manual, absolutely fantastic machine. 650 HP. So we've got the Carrera GT, and no doubt, as you'll see, the rear of that later. And then we've got a very, very rare car, which is the Toyota LFA, as denoted by the number plate. Looking very striking in the sort of mustard colour, so rather like that. This one probably is worth a little wander round. Sorry about the pictures distorting. Three rear exhaust systems. very distinctive, and really, along with the Ferrari V12, the most incredible sonorous note that it makes when at 9,000 revs. Told you, this is good. Well, I'm telling you, if you don't think that sounds good, there's something wrong with you. That's an F12 TDS. Very distinctive noise. Wow, look at that. And this is a GT3 RS in bright yellow, and it does look absolutely fantastic with the black wheels, the roll cage and the sports seats. What a fantastic looking machine. So it's difficult to believe, isn't it, that that rear wing is legal. It's just huge. And I thought that my my GT4 wing was huge, but this is just in a different league. Some great machinery. Got another GTO. Saw a GTO in the Supercar paddock. We have another GTO over here, and in front of that another Speciale. Gosh, there are a number of Speciales around. This one's in the same colour as ours with the Blue Knot racing stripe. Very distinctive machine. Really like that. The Boxster Spider, the most recent Spider. This also has a Carrera S engine in the same way as the GT4 does, but it doesn't have the GT3 suspension, which the GT4 obviously has. Then in front of that we've got the Vantage S. Looks starting to look just a little bit long in the tooth, the Vantage, but I still think a very, very purposeful looking car. And the Vantage S is quick, 565 brake horse I believe, and it's not a big car, so probably with 565, I'd say probably about 1500 kgs. The car that's just started up beside it is a Maserati Kamsa, which is just a beautiful machine. Rather like that, really nice, really special. By Bertone. I think Bertone unfortunately no longer are in business. There was not enough design work around, and I think they went bust. But what a beautiful machine. Look at that. Wow. Wow. Not much you can say about that other than wow. Another 12C Spider, and behind that a 599. And over here in front of the 458, I will just mention, because there aren't too many of these around, a C63 AMG Black. And you can tell it by the widened wheel arches, both at the front, which are significantly wider, and at the rear, from the regular C63. Really fantastic looking machine.